What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful week thus far. I know you guys tuned in on Saturday. I dropped my Panda Protein review, reviewing their latest 2 flavors of their iconic Panda Fuel line, and it just got me thinking, if I'm already on that Panda theme, I'm reviewing the proteins, maybe I should review one of their pre-workouts next. I've actually been getting plenty of requests for this particular video here, and I'll be honest, guys, this pre-workout has been sitting on my shelf for quite a while. I picked it up a little while ago, maybe three and a half months ago. Been sitting on the shelf right over here, which you guys can see on this screen. That is my daily driver's shelf. It's significantly smaller than my high stim shelf, which is right behind me, which is constantly growing and evolving. But this pre-workout's been on the little shelf there for quite a while, and I've been getting requests here on YouTube, even on Instagram, for this review. So I decided, you know what, guys, I'm gonna run this pre-workout. I just dropped the Panda review for the proteins, and I'm gonna hit up this iconic Panda pre-workout because from what I hear, this is a hitter. The pre-workout that I will be reviewing today is Panda Supps Nootropic Heavy Panda Skull pre-workout. Look at this scary looking tub here. Look at this label, guys. This is some scary stuff. And I guess it is appropriate because we are in the spooky season. It is almost Halloween time. So very, very appropriate cover here on the graphic. A skull of a panda. You don't want to see that, guys. You want to see the cute panda videos on Instagram. Not the skull of a panda. But Panda Supps says, nay, you're going to be insane in the membrane, which incidentally is the flavor that I have here today, guys. I don't really know what kind of flavor this is supposed to be. I got citrus, mostly tangerine from this one. The flavor was actually really pleasant. It had a little bit of a tartness to it, a little bit of a sour hint, but nothing too crazy. I actually really enjoyed it. I got mostly tangerine from it, and it is a really good flavor, all things considered. The label on here is absolutely massive, and if I'm being honest, I don't know which is scarier, the Panda Skull face over here or this massive mega dose label in the back, because this here is what I call a 37.5 ingredient science book label. I'm going to tell you if it's worth picking up or not, so let's get to it. So this here is the typical 40-20 scoop kind of pre-workout. You can take it either at 1 scoop or 2 scoops. The full 2 scoop dose is 21 grams, and guys, you know what kind of channel this is, right? No half measures on the High Stim Ace YouTube channel. We go full dose each and every time. So I'm going to be reading everything here as it pertains to 2 scoops, which, like I said earlier, does come in at exactly 21 grams. They are a little bit underdosed, so I had to heap both scoops to get to 21 grams. And to me, it's not an issue. It is what it is, but make sure to have a kitchen scale. Always have one of those handy in case you got to weigh out your pre-workouts. We start off the label with sodium from Himalayan pink salt coming in at 100 milligrams. So that is a good precursor to the pumps. Also leads into the next ingredient really well, which is L-citrulline malate, 2-to-1 ratio, 8,000 milligrams. So really, really solid dose. I think that brings you about 5,500 milligrams of citrulline and 2,500 milligrams of malic acid. I could be wrong. I flunked math, guys. Math is not my strong suit, but it's enough citrulline, guys. If you're getting more than 4 or 5 grams of L-citrulline, you're good. Me personally, I like citrulline malate. You might not like it, but I think 8 grams is a good enough dose. That leads us into beta-alanine, 3,200 milligrams, the clinical dose, L-tyrosine, 3,000 milligrams for that focus. And this here is supposed to be a very focus-driven, nootropic head-high kind of pre-workout from what I've heard. I heard good things about this one, guys. I heard a lot of good things about this pre-workout, despite there not being any illicits in here. This is a very by-the-books kind of pre-workout, but really emphasizing those nootropics. We're going to continue with agmatine sulfate for those additional pumps, 1,000 milligrams, choline L bititrate, 1,000 milligrams, and now we are getting to those nootropics. We got alpha GBC, 50% yield, 600 milligrams, very solid. I like alpha GBC, good little buzz, good nootropic sense, a little bit of mood elevation. It's really good. And next up we have DMAE to pair with that alpha GBC. That comes in at 500 milligrams. Lion's mane mushroom extract, 500 milligrams. And I like 500 milligrams when it comes to lion's mane. I find that when I get closer to 1 gram, it tends to upset my stomach, especially if I'm taking the product on an empty stomach, which I did both times I took this pre-workout, had no stomach issues. So 500 milligrams from lion's mane extract, really good. People either love it or hate it. I like it as long as it's under 750 milligrams. then it's okay. 500-600 milligrams to me is the sweet spot. Caffeine anhydrous, 325 milligrams. Great, beautiful daily dose for us stim junkies. Obviously, if you're a beginner, then 325 milligrams may seem like a lot to you. If you're used to running that generic GNC vitamin shop stuff, then yeah, 325 is a lot. For us stim junkies, this is a daily, and this is meant to be a high-end daily. That's essentially what it's meant to be in theory. So 325 is really good. I like it. We get some pink Himalayan salt at 277 milligrams. Oddly specific, really interesting, but more pumps never heard. I like pink Himalayan salt. I do add it and I sprinkle it on top of my food, so it's definitely solid. Buchanan Pruriras powder extract, also known as L-Dopa, 200 milligrams. I like that one. Really puts you in a good dialed in state of being and gives you that nootropic head high. So it's a solid one. I like me some Buchanan Pruriras, really good ingredient. And that leads us to theobromine, the little cousin to caffeine, 200 milligrams. And then we have some caffeine citrate coming in at 100 milligrams for that fast acting source of caffeine that's supposed to hit you within 5-10 minutes. So very solid dose. I like it, not too over the top. We have also Cognitic coffee, fruit extract, 100 milligrams, another naturally occurring, naturally sourced, smoother version of caffeine. So the caffeine content is actually a little bit higher than the 325 we initially thought, but does it translate to the real world experience in the gym? You're gonna have to stay tuned to the effect section to find out. L-theanine, 100 milligrams. Some people are gonna like it, some people are not gonna like it, but it's supposed to kind of take off the edge a little bit. I'm okay with 100 milligrams. If they put in 200 or 300, that wouldn't be a good thing. 100 milligrams in theory shouldn't do anything negative. It should just kind of smoothen things out a little bit. Rhodiola extract, 100 milligrams, dicaffeine malate, 50 milligrams, estrogen for absorption, 50 milligrams, Synactive, which is trademarked for Panex, Noto ginseng root extract, 50 milligrams, huperzine extract, 1% yield, 20 milligrams, and bioperine black pepper extract for the absorption coming in at 10 milligrams. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running this product 2 times, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a fitness enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Okay guys, the moment of truth, the moment you have been waiting for. Does Panda Skull deliver in the gym? The label is loaded, as you can see, 37.5 ingredients, maybe even more. One of the longest labels that I've seen in a very, very long time. But the question you guys are asking, labels are just labels in the end of the day. You guys want to know the truth. You come to High Stim Ace to find out the truth. Does this deliver in the gym where it matters most? So this right here is probably going to be very controversial and unpopular, but I gotta say that as far as Panda Skull goes, to me, this was a massive letdown and a disappointment. Yeah, guys, believe it or not, despite the label being super stacked as far as a non-illicit pre-workout goes, as far as this being loaded with nootropics that are supposed to get you focused and dialed in, give you that tunnel vision without all the extra illicit ingredients, it didn't do much for me. And I ran it twice back to back, 2 days in a row. And honestly, the first day I ran it, I was a little out of it. I had a long day at work and I was tired, but I decided to power on through and go to the gym. Today, I did hit up the gym a little bit earlier. I was more refreshed. I had a good day. I did leave work a little bit early, so I was able to get it done. But both experiences to me were pretty much identical. I didn't pair any pumps on top of it. I took it on its own. The first time I did take it at the 21-gram dose. The second time I heaped it a little bit, heaped both scoops a little bit, brought it up to about 23 grams just to give it a little bit of an extra kick to see maybe the first time didn't hit me for whatever reason. This is why High Stim Ace likes running things at least twice, because sometimes you always have an off day. You know, you can have things on the back of your mind. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe you had a long day at work, so the pre-workout might not hit. I always like running things at least twice. That's how I do it here on the channel, guys, and you know it. So I did run it twice, and both times the experience was identical. I didn't feel much in terms of energy. And despite there being 325 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous in here, and caffeine citrate, and a little bit of dicaffeine malate, and you do have that Cognitive green coffee extract, I didn't really feel energized. That first day that I went to the gym after work, you know, I was exhausted, and I needed something to really kind of wake me up from the dead. This didn't do it for me. I took the drink, went down really easy, very flavorful, very tasty, but in terms of giving me energy or even a buzz or even a sense of awakening, a sense of well-being, I didn't really get much. And I was very, very surprised because I was there waiting 10, 15, 20 minutes, waiting for it to kick in, and I did start training 20 minutes after consuming the drink. The session itself was okay, but I could have had the exact same session taking just a non-stim pump formula or not even taking anything. So to me, it was really, really surprising. What I expected from this pre-workout was to get a good nootropic sense of well-being, maybe a little bit of that naturally occurring kind of buzz, not the illicit buzz, but more of that nootropic buzz, something you would get from maybe a Time Cop V3 or even the new version of Supreme from Kilo Labs V2, which I did review, by the way, a couple of months ago. You guys can check that out. That one was mostly nootropic based, but it really gave you a little bit of that nootropic buzz, and it was a really nice experience. Nothing crazy, not an insane over-the-top pre-workout experience, but for a nootropic, I really enjoyed that one. And that's kind of what I expected here. I thought that with the caffeine and all these loaded nootropics, I would get something really nice, but it didn't really do much for me. And the interesting thing is that other reviews that I've seen for this product, people were talking about this tunnel vision, this nootropic tunnel vision. I got a good nootropic sense only after I finished my workout and came home. Then I kind of felt a little bit relaxed and I felt a clarity about me. And I felt a good sense of well-being for the rest of the day. Not a buzz, nothing like that. But this only happened about 4 hours after I left the gym. So I trained for about 2 hours each time. It gave me maybe a little bit of energy, definitely no beta-alanine tingles, maybe a little bit of focus, just a teeny bit. But I'm telling you guys, there are so many pre-workouts that you could take, non-illicit, non-DMAA, non-DMHA pre-workouts that will give you that same level of nootropic focus, but do it much, much better. I mentioned Time Cop and Supreme V2 earlier, but two other examples off the top of my head are Otaku Pump, which I also reviewed a couple of months ago. You have Rattle, which is more of a high-stim pre-workout. That one does have a ryogenesis in there, as well as a little bit of alpha-yo, but there's also a lot of nootropics in Rattle, and it really gives you a good sense of well-being. So that is a much better option as well. Or you can go with something that I reviewed really, really recently, El Jefe Guerilla. That is a good daily-based pre-workout that gives you good energy, clean, sustainable energy, with a good sense of nootropic well-being and a little bit of that buzz as well. I'm honestly very disappointed with this one. This was probably the most disappointing pre-workout experience I've had in a very, very long time. So far, Panda hasn't really impressed me much with their pre-workouts, and I say that as a Panda affiliate, as someone who likes their proteins. Hell, I love their proteins. Panda Fuel is probably my second favorite brand of protein right after Apollo Nutrition. And they also have a good fat burner I enjoy. They have a good nootropic that I really like, which I'm going to review soon, the Panda Focus. That one's really good for a lighter nootropic. But the previous pre-workout I had from them, which admittedly was a collaboration, that was the Sinister pre-workout, which I also reviewed a couple of months back. That one was pretty underwhelming for me. It gave me good pumps and maybe a little bit of energy, not much else. And this one here, the Panda Skull, guys, despite this being considered a good pre-workout by members of the community, I know it has a lot of positive ratings on Reddit. I know most of the reviewers said they got a crazy buzz from this one as far as the daily goes. I didn't get that buzz, guys. That's just me, though. I'm High Stim Ace. I'm a different breed. So you guys watch other reviewers, maybe get a sample before committing to buying a tub, and do your own research. But like I said, those other 4 pre-workouts, 5 pre-workouts I mentioned, if you're looking for something nootropic, then I would go with the pre-workouts that I mentioned earlier. If, on the other hand, you do want to pick up the Panda Skull pre-workout, as well as anything from Panda Supps, then you can head over to the official website, pandasupps.com, and use my discount code ACE25. That will save you 25% off your entire order and help support this channel. And that's not just for this pre-workout. That is literally for anything and everything on the Panda website. And they do have a lot of good products. So head over there, and if you guys want to use my discount code, it helps the channel a little bit, gives me a bit of a kickback so I can get more products to review for you guys, my beloved community. And that's it, guys. That's the review. I wish I could have given this a positive review. I really do. The Panda Supps guys are incredible people, great company, and I do enjoy a lot of their other products, but this here just wasn't it for me personally. But you know what? No matter what, I'm always going to keep it real and straight with you guys, my community. Once again, guys, if you found this video to be beneficial to you, then don't forget to show your support by liking this video. Comment down below. Tell me what you think of Panda Skull. Is it worth it in your opinion? Did you have a good experience on it? I know that most people within the community tend to like this one. Maybe I'm just the oddity. Who knows? Let me know in the comments, guys. Would love to hear from you. Follow me on Instagram if you're not following me yet, at High Stim Ace. And most importantly, guys, subscribe right here on the YouTube channel, so I can get this channel growing and bring you more quality reviews and more quality content, because you guys deserve nothing but the very best. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.